thank you guys for having me here. I usually am up here with Ron, and he's usually like the main one leading this time, and it feels a little strange to not have him with us. We miss him, but I'm just believing God's going to do what God's going to do. So I'm going to start out as a songwriter. Way too much of the time, I think it's part of the gift. I think I've lived in my soul. And you hear so many people talk about music having soul, and that's how people refer to things, and that when songs come to you, you think that they come through your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. They evoke that in other people, but there's nothing more wonderful than when the Spirit indwells that and pours through it. So anyway, I'm trying to take that, believe it. So working on that. God's working on me. This is a song I wrote a long time ago. I'm not complaining. I've got everything I need. I'm only asking for some kind of clarity. Cause I'm turned around so upside down, can't tell the sky from my shoes. Oh, sweet Jesus, show me what to do. Got a choice to make. It's weighing heavy on my mind. And there's no guarantee there's gonna be a net this time. Oh, and I'm broken down in the lost and found, waiting for you. Oh, sweet Jesus, show me what to do. I've been broken down in the lost and found, waiting for you. Oh, sweet Jesus, show me what to do. Oh, sweet Jesus, show me what to do. Amen. And he does. Even getting up here today, I was like, I've got nothing. I got nothing new. Haven't been writing, and so it's just going back to what, to what I have, what I do have, what I know. Yeah. Yeah. If somebody would go in my room and get the little case that says, it looks like a little soft black guitar case. If you go get that, then I can do that one. Yes, I will do that one. But I'll do one that you guys can sing along with. How about that? First, while she's getting that. This one is one that I've done many times here. And it's very simple refrain that you'll be able to pick up on if you've not heard it before. It's based on the verse, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills. And someone recently was teaching, I went to church to this retreat kind of thing in Nashville, and someone was teaching on this verse, and they said that in the verse of I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, whence cometh my help cometh from the maker of heaven and earth. That at the time that was written, the psalmist, there were these people being offered up, like virgins being offered up to false gods up on the tops of the mountain. And they said that was referring to when they said, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, but where does my help come from? My help doesn't come from these false sacrifices, these vain sacrifices and horrifying sacrifices. It comes from God instead. And I never thought of it like that, ever. I don't know if anyone else has ever heard that teaching, but it kind of put a whole new light on the verse for me. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, whence cometh my help, from the maker of heaven and earth. Okay, so that's how it goes. You want to try it with me? I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, whence cometh my help, from the maker of heaven and earth. Beautiful. When my heart grows faint and my steps grow weak, my foot will not slip. He slumbers nor sleeps. I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, whence cometh my help, from the maker of heaven and earth. He shades my right hand, he keeps me from harm, both night and day, both now and forevermore. cometh my help from the maker of heaven and earth. Amen. Amen. I have the weirdest feeling right now, like I'm not even in my body. It's very strange. I'm like, it's like out there. I don't understand it, but, you know, I'm like, okay, God, you do it. You're doing it. Okay. Do you want me to play that song for you, Brenda? Okay. All right, so I think when I come up here, a lot of times I'll pick songs that I feel like, because I feel like there's so much really biblical teaching that's happening here that to just come up here and sing you, I don't know, about something else feels kind of strange, right? But God can use all things.
One of the statements that absolutely made a huge impact when Norman Grubb said it's a secular Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, I almost fell out of my chair. I said, what did he just say? He said, something about teaching on a secular Jesus. I thought that's an oxymoron. But it was fabulous. So all music.
Yeah. I mean, he... even in that, he's even there. It's a great song that says,
there's a Christian artist that does rap that really, I stumbled across him somehow on the YouTube. Yeah, right. And then I started listening to it. It was fabulous. His words talking about what's coming. I mean,
oh yeah, there's a lot of prophetic rap out there. There really is. It's okay. We know. Okay, so this is a very different song. It kind of came to me when I was nannying. I'm going to try to remember how to play it. Let's see. It might be up one higher. Okay. Let's see if this will... I'm trying to get the volume up on this little... There we go. I gotta remember how to play it. There's the string. Okay, so I was nannying and watching this little girl, babysitting her one afternoon, and it was a cold kind of spring day like today, this wind, but it was a little bit warmer in the sunshine than it is today. And this little girl was just learning how to walk, and we were out on our back deck, and there was this wind chime that was blowing these different notes together. Now, it just was the strangest thing. I've never ever had that happen to me before, but the wind was kicking up the wind chime and it was knocking it in these different directions, but I kept hearing the same melody over top of these notes. And I, was responsible. It was mid-morning. I still had to feed her. I still had to get her ready for nap and take her for a walk and all these things. But as this song started to come, first thing I did was hold my phone up to the wind chime and just recorded the notes. The second thing that I did was just kind of come in, and I was feeding her and writing down these thoughts, these ideas that started to come. At first I was thinking I didn't have time to receive anything. I was like, not now. This is not a good time. And then it was just like, you can't tell that. You really can't tell that to God, because he's like, we are having a baby and it's coming, or I'm just going to go give it to somebody else. Sometimes that happens. But so the baby analogy doesn't really work perfectly. But it was coming, and I sort of had a choice to make whether or not I was going to be open to it coming at that moment. So I was scribbling down some ideas about And I knew it would have something to do with the wind and the way that the wind and the tides and all these things affect each other. And yeah, the pull of gravity, all of that kind of, all the things that God made that pull on us, and the deeper things of God that we can't see that are pulling at us, and unfortunately of this world. So when the song started to come, I started to scribble things down. Then I took the baby on a walk. I kept humming this melody that I heard, and then I rocked her to sleep. And as I was rocking her, I started singing it just to remember it. And she just looked at me, and she finally fell asleep. But I swaddled her, in a blanket. So everything sort of found its way into the song eventually. And then that night, I had to go over to a neighbor's house and help them watch their kids, another 3 kids that evening, and I had the first 2 verses written, but the third verse I didn't know what it was going to be. I knew it was going to be something about the wind, and my friend Sarah came in, and I told her the idea, and she said, I have this book downstairs. And she looked at her husband. She said, where is it? And she ran downstairs and got the book. And it was At the Back of the North Wind by George MacDonald, who would have been, I guess, a contemporary to C.S. Lewis and writing children's books. And so she said, you have to read this book and then write the third verse from it. So I don't know. You find in it what you will. It's a story, okay? So we'll see if I can play it. The chime upon the breeze brought this song to me. I thought it was a lullaby, for the bird tenderly underneath my wing doesn't want to sleep tonight. She watches carefully, a haunting melody pull at me from deep within, revealing mystery, defying gravity that came upon the brave north wind. As the wave to the sand is guided by your hand, I fold her in a blanket white. As a boat on the sea, I wait for her to breathe, filling every sail with light. The invisible divine, the current and the tide pull at her from deep within, revealing mystery, defying gravity, as constant as the brave north wind. When the child starts to read something make-believe, she'll remember what she knew. Whether real or a dream matters not, it seems. Underneath she'll find the truth. If she listens carefully, suspends her unbelief, she'll find a treasure deep within, revealing mystery, defying gravity. She'll ride upon the brave north wind. you, Brenda. So, well, I left my banjo inside because it's so cold. Can I do that one tomorrow? Okay. I can do another one that's kind of on this instrument. Let's see. Hold on just a second. Got to tune it. So these are songs from a recent record that I made. And it's a bunch of more visual landscapes. Cold is playing with the instrument. It's making everything kind of go sharp and flat. But this is one that you can just close your eyes and just kind of. I was thinking about this road in Pennsylvania, which is where I ended up becoming a Christian. Was in my junior year of college, and I was thinking about this place. I think a lot of people come back here not just for the teaching, but also for the community and a sense of place of where they learn something. And so I was thinking about Westchester, Pennsylvania, and that the special memories that it holds for me is being the place where God became real to me. So I was thinking about that time and that sense of place and knowing that things have to change in life. We have to let go in order to receive something new. It's been so long since I've traveled down this road, trying to remember how it goes, coming back now like a song I used to know. Familiar farms with fields that never end, I relax with no need to pretend. Just a stretch of silence between old friends. Nothing remains the same. Some things never change, never change. That river runs so close beside me, makes me wanna stop and jump right in, to feel the cold water against my skin. Could it wash away the years gone by? Would I wake with wonder in my eyes, to be reborn, a little child? been so long since I've traveled down this road, trying to remember how it goes, coming back now like a song I used to know. So, I don't know how many more songs you guys are up for. I know dinner is coming soon, and it's cold. So, okay. You want one? Okay. Well, there's I could do Stillhouse Road if you want me to do that one. Okay, my great-grandfather had a still. We're pretty sure. Yeah. And my mom recently told me there were like 7 distilleries, you know, as she did the she's the family genealogist, and she's like, oh yeah, it's pretty clear that he knew how. He would have known how. But that really wasn't the point of it. The point of writing this song was there's this park in Pennsylvania, and we would go up there, and there was this road that's actually called the Stillhouse Road, and there's on that, but it doesn't look like a paved road like out in front here. It's like it looks like a really wide trail with a bunch of wood chips on it, is what it looks like. And if you walk back up this trail up in Blue Knob State Park, there's this one of those signs that it's like normally if you'd open it up, it's a wooden sign, and you open up on either side, and there would be like a map inside saying you are here. But when you open it up, there's these pictures of my great-grandparents and my grandfather, and then right to the left of that sign, there's this foundation where the house originally stood, and you can see, you know, sort of I don't know if you still can, but when I was about your age, you could still see where the foundation was. So I really wanted to just write about the fact that these people live up on this land, and then Roosevelt, trying to do something good, started the CCC camps and trying to provide work for everybody, but that was a good thing. But it meant that all those people who lived on that land had to move off and move further back, you know, to a different place. So it was really about him. Okay, enough talking. Hiding the contradictions, dodging the prohibition. Back on the Stillhouse Road. You need a grain fire, spring water from a deep well. Back on the Stillhouse Road. just sign on a fine line. Back on the still house road. But the maple sugars and the grapevines, fruit trees and wood pile. Back on the still house road. If only they knew all it cost you. Yeah, back on the still house road. Pictures, memories are all that's left you. Now back on the still house road. Back on the still house road. Back on the still Back on the still house. Get me back on the still house. Back on the still house road. Back on the still house road. It's about a sense of place, missing a place. Anywho, I'm gonna sing another one that's yeah, it's not that high though. Hold on. It's a verse that one day I was reading. And it jumped off the page at me. I loved how this morning Tracy said that her friend, one of the women that she ministers to, said that God spoke to her after every comma and every period. What a gift. Low-born men are but a breath, and high-born men are but a lie. In the end, we'll all be weighed upon the judgment scales of life. Both prove lighter than a feather. Both upon the scale will rise, judging them to be no different. Consider how you spend your life. Will you spend it seeking fame and fortune? Oh, spend trusting in a lie. What will see you through the questions? Consider how you spend your life. Now, the rich man's barns will will be his burden. Yeah, and the poor man's burden will be light. Love's the only lasting treasure, carried on to glory when we die. When the shadow falls upon the mountain, oh, oh, and all the leaves are turning bright, well, what will see you through the winter? Consider how you spend your life. When the shadow falls upon the mountain, oh, oh, and all the leaves are turning bright, well, what will see you through the winter? Consider how you spend your life. Oh, I don't know. So there's so much theology going on in my head right now. Like, it's theologically, like, critiquing these songs as I'm singing them. I'm like, Anyway, yeah. I don't know. How many more can you take? Is dinner ready soon? What do you think? Oh, yeah. Yes, exactly. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Is there, oh, everybody's going out for dinner. Okay. All right, well, I just don't know what to sing. I've got this. You want me to do that? Okay, gotcha. I can, thank you. I'll take requests now. This is the only crowd I can take requests from. So this song is just not for me. I'll just put it that way. God has a wonderful way of, like, using the natural world to illuminate something in the spiritual world. And the thing that was happening in the world at the time I wrote this was 9 miners were trapped underground in Pennsylvania. And it was on a Sunday, and I had stayed home from church and was looking at, had not been watching television all weekend, and I came in and turned on CNN, and there was this, they were sort of telling everybody that the 9 miners had just been rescued and pulled up from underground, and we know how rare that is, that all would be saved, and we see the mining tragedy that just happened this past week in, where was that? Turkey, thank you. I was going to say in Turkey, and just how tragic it can be, and that there's still people trapped underground there. We need to pray for them. But at this time, this particular time, there was a woman on television that testified about Jesus and saying that, in that particular instance, they were drilling in a certain area, and if they had kept drilling in that area, that it would have flooded the mine shaft and all the miners would have died. But the drill bit broke halfway down, and they had to pull out and re-drill, and everyone thought, well, doom and gloom, that everyone's going to die, and it's just awful because of the time that it would take to redo everything. But when they drilled directly down to where they were the second time, and all 9 were saved. And so we can thank God for those broken things, because he's got something better. Amen. But there was this woman that got on the television that sounded just like my grandmother in her accent, and so I knew exactly where that this had to be happening in this certain area of Pennsylvania, and or up in the Allegheny Mountains, and she just testified that it was Jesus, that drill bit breaking was him, and before they could take the microphone out of her mouth, she had said it internationally. And I was like, yes, you did. And so she was just awesome. And I was thinking of, I just pictured, I don't know. I just thought of, if you were going to write a hymn about Jesus and you were from a mining community, this might be a miner's hymn. Okay? So. Amen. So,
You're like the water in the desert.
I can't remember the words. I was going to sing the song, but I totally am. It starts out with, I know, right?
You're like
Do you remember, Tandy? Tandy does. And no worries. I can't remember it. But maybe it'll come back to me. Stand by. If somebody could, can I ask you one more favor? There's a big black book in my bedroom laying that should be on the floor. And if you could go grab the book. Huh? Yeah, that's the third verse. We could just reverse it. Nobody's gonna know the difference. I'm sorry for everybody out there on the internet. I'm sorry. Let's see.
you're like a water.
It's all right. So the chorus is, I'm going to teach you a chorus since we have time, right? Here we go. So it goes, it's your love. Ooh, and that's your part. Ooh, your love. And you go. Ooh, your love. Ooh, your love. It's towards the front of the book. It's your love. Yeah, sing that with me. Your love. Ooh, your love. Ooh, your love. And of course, what's not in the book? And yes, it is. It's got to be in the book. Come on, book. There it is. And I need my glasses. Here we go.
You're like the water in the desert. Just can't believe that it's true. I never thought that I could love one as much as I love you. You're like a cloudy day in August, bringing all that lovely rain. to explain it, but I'll never be the same. And it's your love. Amen. Ooh, Lord, it's your love. Ooh, Jesus, it's your love. Ooh, your love. Sing it with me one more time. Your love. Ooh, your love. Ooh, your You're like the water in the desert.
Amen. Okay, I think we should stop there for now. There'll be more tomorrow.